Hello folks, I'm Upfielder. Welcome to version 2 of my Minecraft Iron Farm for 1.18. It'll also work in 1.17 and 1.16. Version 1 of my farm was really popular and got lots of likes and comments. One of the most frequent comments was, can I stack it or can I lay them side by side and how far apart do I need to put them? Version 1 was only ever built with one module in design, so it didn't stack, you couldn't put them side by side. So I went back into my cave and came up with a refreshed design for version 2 that we could put into a 4-module array like this. Now, if you want to build one module, you can, and I'll show you how to do that with a block-by-block tutorial, and then you can expand it as you need. One module will get you 411 ingots on average, iron ingots, and 100 poppies. So 411 ingots and 100 poppies. I have run that test for 25 hours to come to those figures. I haven't just done a 10-minute shulkercraft test and multiplied those numbers. It's a 25-hour test. With 4 modules, that's an average of 1,644 iron ingots and 400 poppies. And again, that was over 25 hours to come to that figure. Right then. First off in the video, we're going to do a little bit of technical just to show you how this farm works, why I've laid it out the way I have. And then we'll go into the block-by-block tutorial. I'll put chapters so you can skip the technical stuff if you want to. For those of you that have hung around for the technicals, this is version 2 of the farm, just one module. And on the right here, this is version 1 of my farm. Now, as you can see, the biggest difference is the iron golem spawning platform. Moved it to the opposite side and put it right in the corner. It's also 1 block longer. It's 8x7 this time instead of 7x7. That just gives more chance of an iron golem spawning, so we don't skip the odd iron golem. Now, if I put a villager in here, here we go. Firstly, there's some information above his head that is useful for the design of iron farms. The first one is buddies, and you need 3 buddies to spawn in an iron golem, so we need 2 more. The next one down, attempt it in. That's how many ticks before it will attempt to spawn an iron golem, assuming all the conditions are met. Slept, it says never here. That's because he hasn't slept. The villagers need to sleep, otherwise golems won't spawn. And then that last one that was in green is when they last saw an iron golem, when they last detected one. And you can see buddies has gone up to 2 there because there's now 2 of them in range of each other. If I kill him, we can see some more information here. We've got 3 boxes, green, brown, and white. Green is the locations in which an iron golem can spawn around the villager. Now, we control it with this farm by using slabs. A lot of farms, they build them up in the air, and that prevents the need to put slabbing down. And what we've done here is essentially said the only place iron golems can spawn is in this water platform. We do need to put some slabs across the village compartment, otherwise some could spawn there. But if we move on to the brown box now, the buddy detection, I mentioned we need 3 buddies. So if these brown boxes were to reach the other villager pod, then it would change the spawning location of the iron golems and it would cause lots of problems. So although the boxes themselves overlap, they don't reach as far as the other compartments. That keeps the farm separate. Last up, we have the iron golem detection range. So if they detect an iron golem, they won't try and spawn another one. Now, the white boxes from each module reach as far as the block wall of the spawning platform of its next module to the right or in front of it or what have you. It doesn't actually reach into it. So when an iron golem spawns on a platform, none of those other 3 modules over there can see that that has happened. So it doesn't interfere with the golem spawning rate. Meaning all 4 modules will perform at exactly the same rate. We won't lose any efficiency. So if I put 3 villagers in there now, we've got 3. And if I put 1 there, you can see, like I say, he's inside that detection box. So he's detected. That's why we separate them. So there we go. That's about all the information you need. Like I say, you actually need to slab over the top of the villagers. Otherwise, that will cause a problem with the iron golem spawning. They can spawn in the villager compartment. And last up, the drop rate. We drop the villager down, or the iron golem down rather, just out of the detection range, just below that white box. And what that means is while he's dying, it doesn't matter. It's not harming the efficiency of the farm. He's out of range, so another iron golem can spawn when it's next attempted. That's why it's so deep. So now I've got all that information out to you, let's go into the block-by-block tutorial. And first, the material list for one module. Just over 4 stacks of slabs, just over a stack of a block of your choice. And we've got white stained glass so we can see in the zombie and the villager, but you can just use blocks there. The only thing I would say is around the iron golem spawning platform, use solid blocks. Don't use glass around the iron golem spawning platform. Otherwise, they tend to spawn inside the block, and that will harm the rates of your farm. If you want to build 4 modules, just multiply it by 4. We use slightly less slabs for subsequent modules, but you'll just have a few left over. Don't worry too much about it. Just multiply by 4, and that's your material list. On screen now, we have 2 squares, the purple and blue. Claret and blue, I am an Aston Villa fan, is the area you need for a single module. That is 19 by 19 blocks. You can just pause the video and count that out if you need to, but that's the area you need for one module. The bigger square, the green and black square, is if you want to build all 4 modules. That is a 36 by 36 square. And again, you can just pause that and count that out if you need to. So I'm going to show you how to build one module block by block, and I'll show you how to space the other modules, but the other modules are identical. They're just mirrored or rotated. So if we go to the back corner and then build off 9 blocks, so that was 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 towards the front of the farm. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't worry, I always try and hover over and give you a good view of these things once I've built them, so you can pause. I know it's a lot slower to do in survival, so there you go. Just pause the video as you need to. When you've got that layout, you need to make that 2 blocks high. So here we go. All the way around this, 2 blocks high, and this stops the iron golems from getting out and stops anything else from getting in as well. Perfect. Oops, there we go. Okay, once you've got that built up, and I'll sort of hover over again so you can count it all out, we're going to deal with the tube to kill the iron golems. So this bit isn't symmetrical, so I've got the bits I need in my hotbar. We're going to count in diagonally 3 from the back right hand corner. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to punch a 2 by 2 hole. So we have 2 blocks either side in the back right corner, 3 to the left and 4 to the front. If I grab my gates, we're going to need to place a temporary one there, and then 2 more over that, and then 2 to the side of that, and we need to open those all up. Okay, next, oops, and I've accidentally knocked that gate out. We need to knock down 20 blocks. So in the top left corner, it said Y56, so we need to go down to Y equals 36, 20 blocks. That's 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 blocks, okay? Then we need to place some hoppers. So it doesn't really matter which direction you want them to face. I'm only giving you an example for storage of a single chest. You're probably going to want to centralize storage. That's a whole other video. So I'm going to place 4 hoppers facing it into that wall. Then I'm going to knock out some blocks. And I'm going to knock out those ones as well. I'm going to place my double chest down there for all the iron and the poppies to go into. Then some glass over the top of the chest. It's important the block over the chest is a glass block so it'll open up. Then leave a block gap and place some signs. Crouch place so you can place 2 more signs. So you have 4 signs with a block gap between the hoppers. And then on top of the signs, place in your lava. Be very careful at this stage in survival. And that is where we will kill the iron golems. That tube is deep enough that when they fall down, they will be out of range, and open up that gate as well. Then 1 water source in each corner of this platform, and you'll end up with that. Next up is the area for the villagers and the zombie. So from your front left corner, go back 3 blocks, and then I'm coming out. I'm just using granite blocks to make it easier for you to see what I'm doing. So I've come out 4 blocks there, and then I'm going to go forward a total of 5 blocks. And then I'll wrap it back around. So we have a square in the middle, which is 3 by 3. This is where our beds and our villagers will go. I get our beds now. There we go. And we place our beds like that. And then the villagers can sleep there. And they've got a little bit of an area to run around where they'll get scared by the zombie. Talking to the zombie, that's the zombie compartment right there. Okay. And now we're going to build that up. So it's 2 blocks high. I'm going to put a couple of blocks of glass in just so we can see in. You don't have to do that, but I like to be able to see in. That block there, empty. This block here is just a block. There is no slab for the zombie to stand on. He just stands on a normal block. For some reason, people put slabs in there. I don't know why. Happened more than one occasion. I do not put anything in there. So we're going to wrap it around so it's 3 blocks high around this section. That block there, empty. That's where the zombie looks through to scare the villagers. That block there, no slab. No slab. Okay. Right. Next thing we want to do is slab over the top of our water spawning platform for the iron golem. We don't want iron golems to spawn on top of those blocks, and they will if you don't slab them off. Do not slab over the top of the water itself. You need to leave at least an 8-block gap above that platform, otherwise nothing's going to spawn, all right? Keep that in mind. Do not slab over the top. I didn't slab over it in the tutorial. Don't you do it. It will stop the farm from working. You can get your villagers in at this point. I will show you at the end of the video how to do it in survival, but you can also see it in version 1 of this video as well. Same with the zombie. We can get him in. It's nighttime. Now, like always, when I do these videos, I forget to slab off all the areas down below. Now, I'm going to chuck down a sword, and you can see he spawned there because I haven't slabbed off that area yet. We just need him either to pick up an item, or you need to name tag him, or he's going to despawn, okay? It's a little bit difficult to see if he's... I think he picked up that sword. He's definitely picked it up. I can see it in his hand. Once you've got him in, make sure you slab over the top, like that. And we need to slab this section as well. One last thing as well, which I forgot to put in the material list, put a single torch in here, just to stop anything spawning. And you need to slab over this section exactly as I do in the tutorial. Just this section, otherwise you'll end up with an iron golem in the villager chamber. Okay, if any do spawn before you slab, you might want to kill them. If you're in hardcore, block up 3 blocks, not like how I ended my hardcore series. So we've got everything built here. Hopefully you've had plenty of good views. The last thing you need to do is slab up the entire 19 by 19 area. So where that first square we saw in one of the first steps, we need to slab that entire area. The purple and blue concrete, that's all got to be slabbed. It'll look like that when it's done, and you can pause this at any point, as I said. I noticed I missed one water source in a corner here, so if you notice that, there you go. We put that in now, so it's one water source in each corner. That's it. If we've done this right, an iron golem will spawn in a moment. There we go. And he'll make his way into the tube. Occasionally, he'll stick on the edge, but don't worry, he'll fall down eventually. And the other note is that sometimes the villagers don't get scared. Like, if we go in here now, see these two are sleeping, but the middle one's scared. It's not a problem. The middle one will sleep every so often. These two, they'll have a good sleep, but they will wake up. I think they both just woke up, actually. The one went straight back to sleep. Don't worry, all the raids, I've run this for 25 hours. The raids are with these things built in, like the fact that they're not always getting scared, the fact that sometimes iron golems stick. You'll still get 400 iron ingots per hour with those things. Don't worry about them. So how to extend it then, I'm going to show you how to extend it. I'm not going to do every single block by block. It's a mirror image. So where the zombie platform is, so we're going to count out 13 blocks. Okay, and on the 13th block is where our zombie area starts. Okay, so that was on the 13th block. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to build this out. Then I'm going to place in some smooth stone slabs, hover over the top so it is nice and easy for you to count. You can pause it and count. And then it's a mirror image. So the spawning platform for this top left corner will go in the opposite corner. Here we go. Pause the video there. That will make it nice and easy to count out. And then if we do the water platform here and count it out, it should be 9 blocks to those green and black squares. So let me just grab some polished deep slate. The granite block counts as the first block. So 2. I've got it in the right place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There you go. If you've got that 36 by 36 area and it doesn't match up, you've done something wrong. Just go back in the video, just pause over the top, and it should be 10 blocks to the back. Well, we know we line that up okay, so that's not a problem. There we go, and I'll try and hover over again. Like I say, just pause. Okay then, now we need to do the ones opposite that first one there, so we've got 2 more that we can do. So what we need to do from here is count out 9 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll just count that again. You'll see where the 9th comes from. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's an 8 block gap there. And then that's where we start our zombie and villager spawning area. Don't worry, I'll hover over, as I said, give you some good views of this so you can count it all out and lay it out in your survival world. So that's the villager and zombie area. And then if we just take out those blocks and we can put in our platform. So there we go. So it's 10 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then this way it should be 9. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. And I'll just go ahead and build that in now. Like I say, completely covering those green and black squares. There we go. So that's the one opposite. If I hover over, you should be able to pause and count that out. And then the last one is super easy because we just got to line it up with numbers 2 and 3. So if I grab my granite, line it up with that one there and then that one there. Perfect. Lines up with that block and then lines up with that block. And then we can just build that one out as well. Here we go. Perfect. Oops, no, made a mistake there. Hang on. There we go. And again, if I hover over, there we go. You can see it just lines up with those other two. Perfect. If I go ahead and finish off the platform there. There we go. And if I do the same over here as well. Perfect. So that's 9 blocks that way and then 10 blocks this way. And then we can just wrap that around and then I can hover over and give you a good view. And then lastly, the last thing we're going to do is some tips for building this in survival. The other thing you need to do obviously is slab everything else. So all up to the green and black slabs, slab it all. Everything exactly as we did before. And here's the one we saw at the start of the video, the fully completed 4 modules. Hopefully you've had enough views to complete this. If you need any help with that, I have a Discord, link is in the description. Feel free to join it and post pictures. I'll do my best to help you out. Let's go on to some building tips in survival for this then. Firstly, the villagers. So that over to the right is our imaginary villager breeder. If you need to transport villagers through the nether and you want to know how to do it nice and simply, I've got a video on that very subject. I'll put a link in the description. Check it out. It's perfect. Run the rail over the top, drop them in the compartment there. Now, if we do this at night, or if you leave the minecarts in there till night, or the villagers in their minecarts till night time, when it becomes night, jump in, take them out the minecart, and they'll go straight to bed. Not a problem. And then you can just knock those 2 blocks out, pillar your way out, and get villagers number 2 and villagers number 3. You do need 3 villagers. I have been asked that question, and more villagers won't get you more iron golems. 3 villagers is all you need. It's the exact number you need. There's villager number 2. And there you go. Same again. Those green particles just indicate he's taken a bed. We can pillar out and you can get villager number 3 in. So what about the zombie then? Well, that gets a little bit more difficult. So what you probably want to do is take out these blocks once you got your villagers in. And what we can do is take out these 2 blocks here and take out some slabs as well. I put a temporary block in where the zombie would normally look through. Then placing a water source, that's going to force our zombie into position. Now you're going to have to go and find a zombie in survival, and you either want a zombie that picks up an item, that will stop him despawning, or you'll name tag him. Now not every zombie will pick up an item, which is a little bit frustrating. This one has. So make sure you've got some armor, make sure you've got a sword, and make sure you've got some food, because this process can go wrong, and it's killed me in a hardcore series before now. Okay, let's open this up. Let's go into survival mode. And what you want to do is you actually want to get in the water, but you don't want to get trapped, okay? Now, once you're in the water, there you go, he's got in. You might need to give him a little bit of a nudge. Sometimes he can get back out. Block up the top block first and then the lower block. Otherwise, you'll cut off the water source and he might be able to escape. And you can also remove that temporary block. And don't forget to slab over him so he doesn't burn. There we go. And then the villagers will get scared when you remove that temporary block. Make sure you've slabbed up the entire area and finished your farm, otherwise you'll have iron golems all over the place. One more tip I want to show you is, again, I think I mentioned this earlier, do not put a slab here. That's just a normal block, okay? You put a slab, then the zombie will not be able to see the villagers. If I hit F3 plus the B for Bravo key, you can see the blue line, his eye line. If you put a slab, then he's not going to be able to see in. He's not going to scare the villagers. It's not going to work. Don't put a slab. Don't forget that torch as well, just to make sure nothing can spawn in with the villagers. Okay, perfect. Right then, the next thing I get asked is, can you build these in a cave? Well, yes, you can, but you got to be careful with the roof. If you put slabs there, no golems. If you build an extra block up and you put slabs, no golems, okay? No golems. You need to leave, I think it's an 8-block gap, and we'll have a look at it here. If I put on the AI tracker from Carpet Mod again for villagers and iron golem spawning, see that green box? If there's any blocks there, nothing's going to spawn, okay? Nothing. 8-block gap. We go up here. There we go. It's above that green box. There you go. So you can build it in a cave. Perfect. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like. Please consider subscribing to the channel. If you need more help with this, then you can ask in the comments below, but generally I need pictures to be able to help you. So you can join the Strangecraft Discord, and there's an Abfielder section there. Ask in there politely. I'm based in the UK. I have a full-time job. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't be rude to anyone in the Discord, please. Folks, hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, that's all I have time for. I'm Abfielder. Goodbye.